I didn't just get done crying, you did! Welcome in, you guys, to One Piece Chapter 1133 Spoilers. My name is Sai, and today we are here to just talk about the spoilers and just go over how we're feeling, right? So, if you haven't read them, I will be pinning them in the comment down below. So go check them out and all that good stuff. There are a lot of them that dropped this week. But yes, there are three main talking points. Nobody wants to hear about the cover page story right away, so I'll get to that later, but it is important. But the main thing that happens this chapter is that Robin finally reunites with Saul. It's a very one-note chapter. We go from start to finish all about Robin and Saul. We start with the Robin flashback from a new POV, Spandine, and then we end off with a reunion. And honestly, I'm a big fan of it, right? Personally, you guys know me, I'm not a big fan of giants. I don't even like Saul that much. But when it comes to that Robin and Saul relationship, I'm all for it, man. I felt for them. And the title of the chapter really resonates because at first I was like, okay, wait, why is it titled Praise Me? But when Robin meets Saul, those are her first words. Hey, Saul, can you praise me for surviving this long? And that hit, dude. I mean, especially when you get the context of the beginning of the chapter where they talk about how Robin wanted to end her life multiple times. Well, multiple times? No, just once. But Robin didn't do it. Robin pushed forward, and it makes sense why she would, right? Her friends, her family, everybody died. It's hard to go on once that happens when you're like an 8-year-old. But Robin kept on going, and she finally made it back home to Saul. And Saul, you know, he's worse for wear, man. I mean, the guy got burn scars. Is he the man marked by flames? I still don't think so, but he does have burn scars for sure. And I'm kind of curious to see what he looks like now, because Oda has been silhouetting Saul time and time again ever since we found out that he was alive here on Elbaf. So yeah, this chapter sounds like an absolute tearjerker. But now let's push the emotions to the side for a minute and talk about the other things that happen. So we come to find out that we get to where Saul is at via a mist ship. I'm not too sure if this means that Saul is on the upper levels of Elbaf and we had to fly up to him and he's in like the heaven realm / astral realm, or if Saul is simply kind of far away from the village, so we took a mist ship to expedite our arrival. And the mist ship sounds really cool. It reminds me of, you know, based on this description, it reminds me of the Vegatank 8 that we saw back on Egghead Island, where it was this car, but it could fly through the sky because it shoots out clouds underneath it, and it just simply rides on the clouds. This ship apparently works in that same way. I don't know why they call it a mist ship though, right? The Vegatank 8 gave you a clear depiction of what it looks like, whereas the mist ship, it's like, wait, is it actually like a pirate ship? Is it a misty ship? Is it a ship made out of mist? I don't know, but either way, we are traveling via clouds. Vegapunk goes on and says that some of this technology only works here in Elbaf, and that's because of Elbaf's unique atmosphere. And I found that pretty noteworthy. It kind of reminds me of, I think, like One Piece Strong World, right? Well, not Strong World, Skypiea, where in Skypiea, because all the animals are above ground, because they're in the sky, they tend to get bigger. I wonder if it's the same thing here, and that is what the unique atmosphere is tied to, or if the atmosphere is simply tied to the Yggdrasil tree. Because we have seen in One Piece that trees tend to give off weird properties. And here's where the Strong World connection was going to come in, but like with the IQ plants and the Daft Punk. And then we also have Skypiea with the trees that the Shandorans worshipped, right? So trees always emit some weird energy. So I wouldn't be surprised if we come to find out that the tree is the reason why the mist ship is functioning. It's either that or Oda's just going to say, hey, Elbaf is Elbaf. It's a little bit weird, guys. Either way, though, I thought it was really cool, and it just goes to show again that even though we left Egghead Island, we are still going to get Vegapunk technology, right? People were saying, oh, you know, Egghead Island should have been Frankie's arc. Egghead Island, Frankie should have got something from there. But here's the thing. As long as we have Vegapunk, we're technically still on Egghead. Well, not technically, but you know what I mean, right? The technology will always be around us. Frankie can always learn and, you know, absorb this information. Is he doing that right now, though? I don't know. That is yet to be seen. But as long as she's here, as long as Lilith is with the Straw Hats, the potential is limitless. So we come to find out that Saul this entire time has actually been an Elbaf history professor, which is very fitting, right? Saul mentioned before that he is very different from the other giants. The giants out there are savages and brutes, but Saul, no, he is in a different class. And he's showing it right here, right? He's over here teaching kids about history. And I wonder how this works, because back in Ohara, the researchers were researching the poneglyph. So I wonder if Saul is going to mirror that and he's also going to be learning from poneglyphs or studying the poneglyphs. I think that'd be really cool. And of course, you could say, wow, Saul didn't learn his lesson, right? Dude, O'Hara researched poneglyphs and they're gone. But the thing is that I don't think the world government would do anything if the Giants were researching it. Because I can't imagine, a bunch of Marines coming here and Buster calling Elbaf. That's not possible. Elbaf is massive. A Buster call would maybe blow up a single mountain in the underworld. So yeah, try to stop Saul from researching, man. It's not possible. And at this point, I am kind of curious to see what Saul has been up to this entire time. Yes, he has been a history professor, but I wonder if he learned any new information, right? Saul has been around the block as long as Robin has, after O'Hara. So there is a chance that he knows about other poneglyphs, or maybe he knows about ancient history. And plus, since he's here on Elbaf, and since we know that the sun god kind of originated from Elbaf, I think Saul is going to be a wealth of knowledge. This chapter is a Saul-centric chapter, and I expect the next 2 or 3 chapters to be exactly the same. And I think that is time well spent. As long as it progresses the story, as long as we learn more about things that we wouldn't find out on our journey, I think this is a massive win. I am curious to see why Saul never reached out to Robin, right? Like, a simple message saying, hey, Robin, I'm alive, or, Saul going after Robin. I wonder why that never happened, but at the same time, I don't blame him, because Robin went from shady organization to shady organization, right? She was working as a spy, as an assassin. Like, Robin was around the block, dude. She's not an easy person to find base level. So, like I said, I don't blame Saul, but I wonder if he tried at least, right? Maybe he unthawed, and then boom, where did Robin go? Let me go find her. And then he found out that it was pointless and that eventually she'll come to him. And I guess as long as Robin's bounty poster is out there, he knows she's fine, right? Robin's I was about to say a big girl, but she was like 8 years old. But yeah, as long as the bounty poster was out there, I bet Saul probably thought that she'd eventually come and see him. But yeah, there's a lot of good things about this chapter. The last thing I want to talk about now is Otama and Yamato, because we get some antagonists showing up in the cover page story. So they are, last we saw, in the Udon region. And I was like, okay, like, it looks pretty peaceful, right? You look in the background, Udon Castle is being rebuilt. Most likely Momonosuke's people doing it, right? Like, it's Wano. Yeah. This is good. We're among friends. Turns out that's not the case. The person who kidnaps Otama in this chapter is Hold'em. Hold'em, the guy from the beginning of Wano, the first person, I believe, that Luffy beat, is kidnapping Otama again. And, this is a nice callback, right? This happened in the beginning. It's happening here at the very end of one. Like, oh my God. Hold'em. So a couple of things with this. One, does this mean that the other beast pirates are also in Udon or around Udon? Two, is Hold'em the guy that stole the sword and kidnapped women? Because Hold'em was an idiot. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, Hold'em was a little bit of an idiot. All he did was follow orders. I can't really see Hold'em as this mastermind who's kidnapping women and stealing swords from around Wano. Like, that's why I think that maybe the other beast pirates are here helping him. And then 3, do the Wano citizens know that Hold'em is out and about? Because he's near, like, we're still in Udon, right? Like, unless we change sceneries, I think that's a little bit different. But, to our knowledge, it doesn't really say anything to that extent. So I do think they're just around Udon, and Tama got kidnapped by Hold'em, a member of the Beast Pirates. At this point, I wouldn't be surprised if we see the Tobiropo, like Ulti, Page 1, Sasaki, Black Maria, and all of them. People have been wondering where they've been. So yeah, we could see them. We could even see Jack, right? Maybe Jack is the mastermind. And I like this route. Of course, I don't like Hold'em, but I like this route because this could lead to Kaido and Big Mom. We could learn that the Beast Pirates have been hanging around Wano, still hiding in the shadows, just waiting for the moment when their captain comes out of the sea. Or maybe they're doing what they did post-Wano, where we saw a flashback where people were dangling Jack in the water to look for poneglyphs in ancient civilizations, and that's how they found ancient Wano. Maybe they're doing the same thing right now. Maybe Jack is tied up to a rope, and the Beast Pirates are simply, dropping him down to look for Kaido. I could totally see that, and we have to remember that the reason this works is because Jack is a fishman. Yes, he did eat a devil fruit and he can't move, but he's a fishman, he can breathe, and the crew can simply do what they've already done. So that's kind of what I'm expecting right now. But Hold'em, taking Tama as a hostage. It didn't work in the beginning of Wano. I don't think it's going to work now because we have Yamato. Yamato is just so damn strong. And then even without Yamato, we have Speed. Speed had the same rank as Hold'em, if I recall correctly. So Speed could probably take this guy out, right? Yeah, so I don't see Hold'em being this crazy threat. If anything, it's kind of regretful that Kinemon isn't here, because if I recall correctly, again, sorry, Wano's been a while, right? You know, some things are kind of fuzzy. I might have to reread it. But Hold'em was the one who burned down the village where Kinemon's wife lived, correct? If that's the case, man, Kinemon, come over here, kick this guy's ass, right? That's kind of how I feel. But yeah, Hold'em, I doubt this is gonna be like a big battle. I mean, Yamato can probably just one-shot this loser, and at this point, I'm really just excited to see the next chapter, right? Like, how far is Oda gonna go with this? Where there's one cockroach, you see 1,000 of them. We see Hold'em, boom, we're gonna see the rest of the Tobi Roppo. We're gonna see the rest of the Beast Pirates. I am really excited. I think this is fun. You know, as much as I, dogpile on Hold'em, it's not because I hate the Beast Pirates and I hate this route. No. It's simply because I think Hold'em's a little bit of a loser. But overall, though, I thought this chapter was great. Robin-centric chapter, a lot of emotions flying around, and this is one of those chapters where I think a lot of background details will be important, right? You'll get to see a lot of Elbaf. You'll probably get like some 1 or 2 throw-off lines that you'll kind of, sit in the back of your heads and you wonder like, wait, what is this? What is that? I think Oda's gonna cook with this one, and this is definitely a great chapter to leave off on, because there is a break next week. Now that we're entering the holiday season, there will be more breaks coming around the corner, right? Between New Year's, between Christmas, I think there will be a lot just kind of sandwiched in there. But yes, with that being said though, guys, let me know what you thought about this chapter down below. I personally thought it was great, and yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.